We all, of course, recognize gender equality as an important aim in its own right, but there's now growing evidence to show that there are sort of economic arguments for the importance of this agenda. So, for example, our team's Gender Innovation Policy Initiative in Ethiopia has estimated that closing key gender gaps, including through financial inclusion, can yield an additional $3.7 billion in GDP gains per year for Ethiopia. And so, in addition, of course, this is a big priority for government, with NBE and other parts of government sort of identifying this as a key issue and priority, as evidenced through the National Financial Inclusion Strategy. World Bank Findex data from 2021 show, for example, that men are 1.5 times more likely than women to have obtained a bank or MFI loan in the preceding 12 months. And even when women manage to borrow, our GILD team's analysis of nationally representative data here in Ethiopia shows that male entrepreneurs access more than twice the loan capital that women entrepreneurs do. Now, these credit kind of gaps also pose a substantial barrier to firm performance and growth. With Ethiopia Enterprise Survey data, for example, showing that that women business owners were 30 percentage points more likely than male business managers to report that credit constraints are a major constraint to their business performance.
The Network of Ethiopia's Women in Finance initiative, which was launched yesterday, aims at reducing the gender gap within the financial sector. The network, launched by the National Bank of Ethiopia, is a pioneering initiative designed to bridge the gender gap in leadership within Ethiopia's financial sector. Moreover, its mission is centered on avoiding the barriers that impede women's progress. It is said that the National Bank of Ethiopia would address the underrepresentation of women in leadership positions through the network and attain the goal of enhancing women's financial inclusion. Talking to the media on the official launch of the Network of Ethiopia's Women in Finance, Fraser Yellow, Bank Supervision Director at the National Bank of Ethiopia, said the bank is pursuing a strategy to make sure that the financial sector is inclusive.
The National Bank of Ethiopia has developed and is implementing a national financial inclusion strategy. So when you talk of inclusiveness, it includes including all segments of the population in the financial system. That includes women, SMEs, rural communities, and others, marginalized communities. So that is the one initiative. The other initiative is the National Bank of Ethiopia is also pursuing on its midterm strategy. So the base of this strategy and the overarching, objective is to make sure that the financial system is stable and inclusive. So when you talk about inclusiveness, again we are referring to the financial system being inclusive to women as well. So these are the basic issues that necessitate the National Bank of Ethiopia to engage in such issues.
The network envisions a financial industry that empowers women and actively promotes gender equality. It's also said that the network is more than just an initiative, it is a commitment to transform the financial sector. The director added the National Financial Inclusion Strategy initiated by the government has a target set to enhance inclusion of women in the sector.
The National Financial Inclusion Strategy that has been discussed today is primarily owned by the government. So as part of that strategy, there is already a target set in terms of enhancing the representation of women in the leadership positions in the financial institutions. So the role of the government and also the National Bank of Ethiopia is to make sure that women are adequately and fairly represented in the leadership positions in the financial system.
Ethiopia's financial sector is evolving quickly, and the World Bank has been working with the National Bank of Ethiopia team and many more to help accelerate this process. It was learned the network is dedicated to providing venues for achieving work-life balance, challenging societal norms, and fostering mentorship and coaching connections, ensuring that women have the support and opportunities needed to succeed.